All right, welcome to day number 2 of the 6-day Rocket Spanish mini course. On the last day, you got a lot of audio lessons, which basically gave you some good verbal and audio ideas of how Spanish is spoken. And you can tell by that how professionally they take everything with the Rocket Spanish and the Rocket Languages courses in general. So today's course is all about how to address people in conversation and talking formally versus informally. And in most languages besides the English language, you need to learn how to address people formally. In Spanish, you just can't walk up to anybody and say, hola, ¿cómo estás? It's just not polite, and you may offend somebody if you're in the wrong country. I don't speak for every single country, but I know in some countries it will offend some people if you don't speak to them properly. So in this one, they start off with some basic conversation like they did in the last lesson for the previous day. Hello, how are you? How have you been? Very good. And then they go into things like buenos dias and buenos dias, señor, buenos dias, señora. These are forms of speaking formally to somebody in Spanish, and it's very important to know. As well, you can tell that they like to give you some illustrated examples, like this guy talking to a grandmother and a dog, or a big group of people talking to him. And it just gives you an idea of the various ways that you will learn using these Rocket Spanish lessons. If we go down a little bit farther, it talks about using ¿cómo estás? And qué bueno, and understanding that there are special accent marks that are used in the Spanish language, which are incredibly important when you're trying to pronounce certain words and sound them out, because if you pronounced it the wrong way, you may say something totally incorrect. In the case of these two words, ¿cómo estás?, you can't really screw those up, but in other words you could screw it up and you could say something totally wrong. If we go down just a little bit further, there's also formal versus informal modes of addressing people: tú, usted, vosotros, ustedes, and all very important things when you're talking to other people in Spanish. And then there's another conversation here, talking no, really, how are you, and how to use that properly. And you can tell they take everything very seriously when they do this program, and it's very important that you easily memorize and everything makes sense, because some languages don't make sense right away, and it's pretty tough to understand. Even though English is apparently the most difficult language to learn. But I find that Spanish can be a lot easier if you just take the time and you learn it the right way, and Rocket Spanish definitely does that the right way. And who knows, you may be able to just use this on a day-to-day basis when you're either at work or you're visiting another country. And if you like to travel, you want to know the Spanish language. If you're traveling to Spain, most of South America and Central America, it's incredibly important to learn the language, and it'll help you in your day-to-day life. So check out Rocket Languages, or the Rocket Spanish course in particular, if you just click the link in the right box over there in the description box. And have a good day, and adios.